So I would like to make this brief video regarding Turnitin for our instructors, because the first step is how to turn on Turnitin. This is a wonderful program, but you've got to know how to turn it on to use it. There are so many reasons that I love Turnitin. One of the main reasons is because it comes alongside me and actually does a lot of the heavy lifting. And it provides me with a greater sense of security that I'm really finding all of the mistakes and detecting where plagiarism has perhaps been involved. For me, this is critical because it gives me more time to really think about the content and whether or not the content is actually fulfilling the purpose of that particular assignment. So I like to let Turnitin do a lot of the heavy work for me. So why use Turnitin at all? Well, it is a plagiarism checker, and it is an opportunity for us to be able to give great feedback to our students. Remember, no learning occurs, or excuse me, no teaching occurs unless learning has occurred. And one of the primary ways for online teachers to do this is by providing feedback. In another video, I'll deal with some ways to help motivate your students to actually read their feedback. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to first of all just tell you how to turn this on in Brightspace. You open your course, you open the assessment tab, you choose the assignment, you choose edit the assignment, and then you select Turnitin. But then what? So let's go through it step by step. First of all, open your course. Your course may look like this, may look a whole lot different. Your Brightspace may be set up differently from mine, but I'm just going to choose one of my courses here in introductory class to sociology. And what you have to do is look at for the assessments tab. You've opened your course. At the top, you'll see one of the tabs that says Assessments. Open that tab and you'll have a drop down. And on that drop down, you'll see assignments, quizzes, video assignments, and surveys. Well, you'll want to choose assignments. This way, you're going to be able to choose the particular assignment that you're wanting to utilize Turnitin for. So in this case, I'm going to choose the assignment here. I'm going to choose the final research paper, and I'm wanting to turn it in so I can use it for this final research paper. Now, you just click on this little chevron that's just to the right of the assignment. You can see the downward arrow or chevron just to the right of final research paper. And there you'll see a drop down that says view submissions, edit assignments, hide from users, delete assignments, and so forth. But the one that you want to choose is edit the assignment. You've already made the assignment. It's already there loaded for you in Blackboard, and now you just want to turn it in. You want to use that feature in grading this paper. So click on Edit Assignment. And then click on Turn It In. you'll see that option at the top. And so you're now on your options page for your Turnitin. And here's where you will choose which options you want to use. First option that I turn on is enable grade mark in this folder. Grade mark allows you to use all of these little feedback boxes that you can move over the student's paper, and instead of having to grade 10 student papers and all of them having very similar problems and you having to retype that in every paper, you've already got a box waiting for you in Turnitin. So I've got a box, for example, that would say comma needed here. I'll just click on that and it'll go over the space where the student needs the comma. Now I like to use this box automatically sync grades draft in Brightspace. What that means is I like to put a grade on the Turnitin submission that you're putting your feedback on. I will grade that draft and it will automatically sync that grade to the original paper of the student. And also, of course, and this is one of the best uses for Turnitin, is enable originality check for this folder. That's where you determine plagiarism. Now, not everything that's marked will be plagiarism, for example, but this gives you a chance to see where it is. Some of the stuff that students put in there may be properly cited and referenced, but just in case it's not, this gives you an opportunity to look over it. Also, by the way, I didn't mark this last box, but you need to do it, in my opinion. You see at the bottom here, it says display, allow learners to see Turnitin similarity scores in their submission folder. That's very important. This is one of the ways the student learns. Oddly, a lot of students don't seem to understand what plagiarism is. I'm not sure if they're giving me the straight truth on that, but this will help the student learn what plagiarism is. And now if you scroll down to the bottom of this page, you're going to see an option in the bottom left corner that just says more options in Turnitin. So you'll want to click on that and it will open this little pop-up here that you see. You'll want to make sure you click on standard paper repository. There are other options there, so you may want to look at those in case you're teaching a specific kind of class that requires another option. You'll want to click on allow submissions of any file type. I do that, and it doesn't mean you necessarily will want to do that, but students are now turning in so many different kinds of formats, PDFs, a lot of things that we didn't used to have, and before we couldn't grade on those, but now we can. If you choose allow submissions of different types, you might want to choose allow late submissions. That's up to you. And then also you probably will want to choose enable the grammar checking using the ETS technology. I love this. It does the grammar check for you, punctuation, etc., misspellings. You open up the student submission and you'll see all these little purple boxes. Now, mind you, you'll have to stop and check each purple box. because sometimes it doesn't distinguish, for example, between a possessive or a plural. So should there be an apostrophe or not? And it may grade it wrong, and then you'll just want to dismiss that particular mark. Very importantly, also, you want to use U.S. English Dictionary. This is America. I've lived in countries where they use British English. It's wonderful, it's beautiful, but here we are using the American Psychological Association, the APA. So you'll want to make sure to have that checked so it spells words in the American way and uses American punctuation, which is sometimes dramatically different from British punctuation. Now, after you've done all of this, you just click on Save and Close. You give it a few minutes because it's going to take it a while to process your papers. And then you can open up your papers and use that to grade, use Turnitin to grade your papers and to check for plagiarism.